the series the sort of danger he can be, and yeah, it was just about trying to stay with him as much as possible and trying to, I suppose, generate my own strike rate. And it's amazing when you can get going from both ends, you know, the sort of runs that you can put on the board. So yeah, we'll be very happy with that performance. I think it certainly wasn't perfect. I think yeah, ideally we can probably do our power plays a little bit better if we could pinpoint one position, but yeah, to walk away from the series 2-2 against a very, very good team at home is pretty pleasing.
Do you think the drop catch helped you a lot?
Be more specific?
When drop catch.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, in hindsight, a guy gets 100 and he's dropped it. It's important. Shadab's obviously an incredibly good fielder. You know, I've played with him and multiple teams around the world, and you know, you put him at backward point and put him on the boundary hotspots because he's one of the world's leading fielders, and everyone drops catches every now and then. So yeah, it was probably quite important in the end, but nothing to take away from the way Chabby hit the ball after that. I think yeah, it certainly wasn't the game-ending moment.
Right here.
Hi Jimmy, this is Bayram Qazi from Grassroots Cricket. First of all, congratulations on tonight's outstanding victory. Now, New Zealand were 2-0 down and the chips were like seriously down, and they came back from that to level the series 2-2, squared it up nicely. How much does that mean to you as a unit, you know, coming against Pakistan, which is a top tier T20 side, just played the final, and that too in their own home turf? You know, that's quite big. And did your PSL experience help you in your personal endeavors?
I think it's something we pride ourselves on as a group, is getting better as series go on. I think in our most recent series against Sri Lanka, we went 1-0 down in a 3-match series and ended up winning 2 in a row to win it. And I think we've also shown, you know, in important games and World Cups tournaments over the last sort of 6 or 8 years that yeah, the more pressure packed, I suppose, a game gets, the more we, you know, back ourselves to put in a quality performance. So that just takes buy-in from the whole group and sort of communicating with each other things that have worked and things that haven't worked. And I think not using it as an excuse, but I think it would be fair to say that a few guys had a lot to learn in the first couple of games we had over here. A few guys hadn't played in Pakistan before, especially in white ball cricket. So you can forgive them for, I suppose, making a few errors in those first 2 games, but then once we got our feet under us for the rest of the series, I felt like it was a very evenly fought series, and it could have easily gone either way.
Last couple.
Hi Jimmy, this is Fazan from Green Team. First of all, congratulations on winning the match and giving a tough time to a strong Pakistani team. So my question is, what was your team thinking when your team was 2 down in the start and then there was a magnificent 100? So what was the game plan against a strong bowling lineup of Pakistan, and you guys came up from a very difficult situation and won the game?
Yeah, I think, you know, against high quality bowlers like Pakistan have, I don't think you can be, I suppose, prescriptive as a group as far as a game plan. I think that has to be down to the individuals. You know, we've got left-handers, right-handers. We're obviously going to play guys like Shaheen and Harris very differently, depending on, you know, which way the ball's swinging and what their slow ball options are. So, yeah, you have to, I suppose, discuss as a group of batsmen who you think you fancy and fancy taking down, that is. And I think, you know, myself and Chappie had a few discussions out in the middle where, you know, he was feeling comfortable against a certain bowler and I wasn't feeling comfortable, so then you try and give him as much strike as possible, and then vice versa as well to other guys. So I think that's one of our strengths as a group, is that communication, and something we try and, I suppose, learn from, you know, as much as we can every game.
Jimmy, here is Abdul Jabbar Faisal from Sports Bulletin. How do you think about the toss win? That plays any role? And secondly, what do you want to say about the innings of Mohammad Rizwan?
Well, I don't think the toss was hugely important throughout this series. I think we didn't see, you know, huge amounts of dew or anything on the outfield like we can do sometimes in the subcontinent that would make kind of chasing a huge advantage. And you know, I think the team that played the best, you know, regardless of the toss, won, you know, most of the games. And yeah, I thought Rizwan was, you know, outstanding again today. I think he's a highly talented cricketer and obviously has huge output with him and Bubba, and I think they have a fantastic partnership. I think very, very difficult to, I suppose, scout against, because I think they're both very, very different batsmen and you have to bowl very, very differently to both of them, and you know, as bowlers in the power play especially, that can be extremely difficult. So yeah, I think they're fantastic, and you know, Bubba obviously had his moments throughout the series as well, but was unlucky today. So yeah, you just try and bowl it as smartly as you can to guys like that, and he batted well today and deserved all the runs that he got.